Hello, and welcome to the Denver March podcast. My name is Larissa No Braid, and I am the Powwow Coordinator for Denver March Powwow. So, I would like to say that I am really stepping out of my comfort zone doing this project, but you know, it just felt like things fell into place and it just needed to happen. So, here we are. But basically, I want to go over what this podcast is going to be about, and then I'll introduce myself towards the end and then kind of give an overview of the next few episodes. So, just want to say thank you for listening and thank you for joining us. So, every year after and before Denver March, we're contacted a lot to kind of do different interviews, and it's basically just what a powwow is, what to expect during a powwow, things like that. And this one gentleman, he had really good questions, and it got me thinking about powwows. And, you know, we don't really have a place for our history or, like a written, there's not a media that has recorded our history, basically. And when I say this, I'm talking about our competition powwow history. And competition powwows haven't always been around. And just looking through my family's old memorabilia, like my Uncle Milo, he used to dance in the 70s and their numbers looked so different. And it's very interesting to see how powwows have changed over the years. And not only that, but I noticed that our powwow history is very oral. And, you know, it feels like there's been a lot of changes and adaptations, and there's just nowhere that records it or has written it down. And there has been changes from our songs, dancing, regalia, the list goes on. And I felt like this project would be good to start and recording some of that history. And with Denver March Powwow, not only are we kind of one of the larger powwows in a major city, but I just feel like we also have really good resources because we are centrally located. And there's just so many dancers and singers that come from all over. And I just feel like with our head staff alone and our royalty, our past princesses, we have, good resources to kind of start this. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, we would be celebrating our 50th anniversary this year, but we are still on our 48th annual. And I also thought it would be pretty cool to give like a behind the scenes look on how a large POW is operated and the people who helped put it on. And I also want to give a disclaimer though before we get into the podcast. Those who are interviewed were raised and taught by family and tribal teachings. There are over 500 federally recognized tribes, and some teachings might be different from what you were taught, but I feel like that's the beauty of this project. Learning how powwows connect us, but how our tribal differences make each and every one of us unique. And, with that being said, I'm planning on interviewing our committee, head staff, and past royalty, as mentioned before. And I'm hoping to get some interviews during the powwow as well. As of right now, it's January 22nd, so we're about 7 weeks out from the powwow. And I just feel like it would be cool to give like a behind the scenes look. And yeah. And I'll be the host for it. So let me introduce myself. Nawa, Daddy Sabak Sanish Gabat Hanit Na Swaduh. Hello, friends and relatives. My name is Larissa No Braid, and I am an enrolled member of the three affiliated tribes, Amarikara. My Indian name is Little Otter, and I'm also Oglala Lakota, and my Indian name is Crowwoman. So I was born and raised in Denver, and my grandmother is actually the executive director for Denver March Powwow, and she's had that title for over 30 years now. And not only that, but at one point, my parents were also helping, and they were the drum coordinators for quite a while. And then my mother also helped with visiting royalty. So if they needed safety pins or bobby pins, she was there to help them. And when I was younger, it started out with tabulating when I got to the age of wanting to help. And then in 2010, I was actually crowned Miss Denver March Powwow. And then after that, I went back to tabulating. But I also helped with the vendor check-in as well. And I kind of helped out in different places over the years. So I'm no stranger to the arena at Denver March Powwow, but I just felt like this would be a good project to do. And like mentioned before, we have, a good pool of resources through Denver March Powwow. So I really hope everyone continues to listen and maybe, you'll learn some new things along with me. That's one of the other things I kind of want, or I'm kind of excited about is to learn new things or how maybe one tribe does one thing or, things like that. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be what Denver March podcast is going to be about. And I hope you continue to listen and subscribe, like, share. And, I hope you have a good day, a good week. And yeah, I hope I see you for the next episode. As of right now, we're planning on interviewing the executive director, Grace B. Gillette, and we're just going to kind of go over some misconceptions of the vendors and some commonly asked questions. And the other reason I wanted to do this first episode is to show our other committee and some of the head staff of what this is going to be about. So this is giving them an idea. But hope you all have a good day and thank you for listening.